Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the live Q&A webinar. My name is Daniel and I will be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, as always, I would like us to go through a quick sound check. If you can please comment in the question section that the sound is okay, you can hear me properly, and that you can see the screen, that would be amazing. You can use the question section to your left. There is some kind of a gray area where you can see the question section. You can comment that the sound is okay and that you can see the chart. This is also very, very important. In the meantime, I will explain to you how the webinar is going to happen. Just a second. For some reason, it seems like my screen is stuck, but I'm not sure if it's only on my end or for the audience as well. I hope that now it's fixed. Okay. So this, like I said, this is a live Q&A webinar. So that means that it's live and you get to ask whatever you need. Okay. It doesn't matter what I'm speaking about. You can paste your question in the question section, and obviously I will address it accordingly and I'll do my best to answer. Firstly, we'll have the questions that our team prepared. Those are common questions from other webinars and previous live Q&A webinars. Then we have the dynamic questions, which is the true purpose of this webinar, to let you guys ask whatever you need. Okay, I'll put your questions down here. And then we have a little more informative part, which I'm going to share with you some links, see, to save you the trouble for to look for certain things. Yeah, and lastly, analysis, right? Analysis, we're going to have in a nutshell just the idea, if we won't have to cover it through the questions themselves. Yeah, and that's important to know that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Yes, so I think we covered most of what we wanted. And of course, the webinar is recorded. I almost forgot to say, many people ask all the time if we can see it again or how we can see it again and so on. Excuse me. And it will be uploaded to YouTube to our channel. Could be today or maybe tomorrow or so. Okay, typically up to 2 days, but no promises. Let me just go back and see that the webinar is recorded. And that's it. Officially, I think, just a second. Yes, afterwards we are going to begin. Okay, so I'll be back in a few seconds. Thank you very much. Okay, that's good. It seems like my screen is not moving. I'm not sure. I mean, it's moving for me, but it doesn't move on the webinar. Can everybody see that chart is moving? Everything here is moving as it's supposed to be. You see the numbers here are changing. Maybe just the program is a bit slow. Never mind. Okay, so like I said, we're going to begin. Okay, and we will open the webinar with the common questions. And the first question that we have is, how can I find a good asset to trade? Okay, which is, to be honest, one of the most common questions that we get all the time, right? The question is, what is a good asset, right? How do we determine whether if it's a good asset or not? How can we know? It's a good question. Okay, the second question is, how many positions can I have at the same time? But this is okay. We'll see how it goes. This is a very open question. Why can't I open with Nasdaq? Why can I open 0.01 with Nasdaq if I have enough balance? Okay, why can't I open a position? Yeah, makes more sense with lot size. Okay, with Nasdaq. Okay. Is consolidation good for trading? Okay, consolidation is good for trading. Maybe consolidation area, right? Consolidation where? Okay, where can I find news and information about the market? This one is very easy. We just recently we added a section that is called news. So I'm going to show it to you now, and I think we can begin with this question. Okay, let's get ourselves a nice little notepad here, and in the notepad we're going to paste, oh no, we're going to paste where the question is. There we go. Yeah, so where can I find news and information about the market? Excellent. So what I'm going to do, usually the chart is going to look like that. Okay, and then I can see a lot of things. Some of the things are hidden behind the chart. So what can I do? I'm going to click here. You see that there is the toolbar. And at the end of the first, before I carry on, this, guys, is called the web trader. Yeah, to get to here, I don't have to download anything. I just log into AvaTrade with my email and password, and I'm here. And this is how it should look like by default. So if it doesn't look like that by default, you should contact the customer service, which are here at the bottom left, okay? And they'll fix it for you. Either them or your senior account manager, okay? But it should look like that. Yeah, so to enjoy the rest of the interface, which is hidden again behind this chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on the two tiny arrows that pointing on themselves, up or right, yeah? And then I'm going to see what is here behind it. Okay, now, as we saw, the question refers to where can I find information about the market and news and information about the market. So there is the globe here with the economic calendar, and there is recently, like I said, there is the news section. So the news section can be found, it's the fifth icon to the left. We have few menus here, a few icons here. Gonna click on the news. You see, and there are several tabs for each category. We have Forex, stocks, commodities, indices, and crypto. Now, if I'm gonna click on stocks, it's gonna show me, you see some things here about Apple, some things here about Intel, how it affects the market. This is in particular for an index. This is for US 500. Okay, but if I'll go to commodities, I might find something about crude oil and about the crude oil as well in here. And in here we have something about gold. Okay, very nice. Here again, indices, Forex, and so on. Very nice. Very nice, accessible, well presented, as you can see. At the bottom, like I said, we have the economic calendar. So if I click here, I don't have to click on the globe. I'm just pointing at it. Yeah, I'm just pointing at it. And then I click on economic calendar. Gotta give it a moment. There. Now, if I scroll down, okay, so this is how it looks like, the basics. Just a second. Oh, maybe it should look like that with everything marked. There you go. You see there are all kind of things here. All kind of things. Mexico here, Turkey, what else? UK, US, right? Now I don't have to go through all the currencies, all the countries that I don't really need. So what can I do? You see here, there is the left-hand side of the economic calendar. What I'm going to do is to scroll down a bit. Here I have filters. One of the filters is how big of an impact the event has on the market. So if it's a significant impact, it's going to be marked in red, and it will be written here, high. Then we have the medium, and we have the low. Okay, so famous things like the NFP or the interest rate decision or things that has major impact will be here in red, and the rest, like I said, will be light kind of blue or gray. I don't exactly know what that color is. and the rest will be with low. So I can decide I only want the important things. I'm gonna click here on high. At the moment it's less relevant. Okay. This is because I marked on the 21st. Yeah. See here there is. If I go for the 2023, just hit reset quickly. Then I click high. It's gonna line down everything that has high importance, high impact on the market. Yeah. Now the second thing is I can select what's relevant for me. So if I'm trading Euro USD, okay, so this will be relevant maybe for US as well. But if I'm trading Euro Japanese yen or something European, I can pick the European countries from here and see maybe one of them has an impact. One of them has an event that has an impact, okay, on the euro. If I'm trading more Nasdaq or indices, things that related to the dollar, I have here the dollar. If I'm trading the pound, I can click here on the pound, right? I click on the flag and then it's going to line down all the important things. Then I can deselect and it will go back to where it's been. Still showing me only UK, right? Unless I decide otherwise. This service is free for use, guys. So use it. It's really great. Okay, now if I carry on, I see here we have the previous forecast, actual, and importance. We already went through that. So the actual is the result. This is what happened last time. Oh, sorry. This is what happened last time, and the forecast is the forecast is what we expect to be, right? So this will be before the event. This will be after the event, and this also be before. This is actually the first one because it's what happened last time. Yeah, I think it's quite concluding the question, the answer for the question here. So you have two things. One is the news section at the left side of the screen, and we have the economic calendar. Okay. And that's mostly what I'm going to show you today because I don't want to waste a lot of time on it. But I think it's quite giving us the solution. Excellent. Okay, how do we? Okay, just going to make it 10. Perfect. Excellent. And of course, there are other places. You can always Google it. You can always look into Bloomberg or whatever you want to read online, Yahoo Finance, whatever your sources are. Just make sure that what you're reading is reliable and valid, and not somebody's opinion, and then it could mislead you. Yeah, let's carry on. So how can I find a good asset to trade? This one I think I'm going to save for the last. How many positions can I have at the same time? This is a very interesting question. Let me write it down and see how it goes. So guys, oh sorry. Guys, anybody knows the answer to this question? By the way, this button takes me back to the homepage. Okay. So anybody knows, guys? Anybody knows the answer to this question? How many positions? How many positions can I have at the same time? Is there an answer to that? And if there is, somebody knows it, love to see the answer. Anybody, guys? Anybody? This it's a very simple question. How many positions can I have at the same time? At least 3. Okay, Mark. Why 3 and not 10 or 20 or 100 or 1,000? Is there any limit to how many positions I can have at the same time? Any limit, guys? Don't think there is a limit. That's correct. Okay, so Georgie, if there is no limit, still, how many positions can I have? Can I have 5, Can I have 10? Can I have 50? How many? There is no limit, right? So I guess this question is referring to how many positions is recommended to have at the same time, right? Now I'm going to tell you that each trader has his own availability to trade and to analyze and so on. Now, if I want to supervise, I don't know, 10 positions, okay, I need to know that I'm capable of managing 10 positions. Otherwise, if I have a full-time job and I have a family and so many things to do, so maybe having 10 positions could be challenging for me. So the amount of positions is determined by one of the things is how much time you got to trade, right? If I don't have a lot of time, can I have 50 positions open? Might be challenging, right? So how much time I have to trade? Second thing is, what is the second thing, guys, beside time? Alfred wrote here, depend on the size of the account. Excellent, excellent. So the second thing is my budget, right? My budget is also a critical. There is a question here by Sean Jezer. Why didn't AvaProtect refund the losing trade I made in my demo account? You're supposed to rely. But I think this is a question that you must provide some pictures or some explanations or something a bit more comprehensive, because from what you said it could be something else. I don't think that AvaProtect will fail with, you know, giving you the profits, the losses back, because it's usually presented separately. Okay, but let me just a second. Let me paste your question down and then, oh, sorry. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a moment. So how many positions? Now, if I have a single position, let's suppose I have a, let's suppose I'm an intraday trader and I trade approximately 4 to 5 positions a day, right? And I trade 3 times a week, right? So I will have eventually, if I'm not closing the positions, if I keep them open, I might end up having between 12 to 15 positions, right? If I closed everything, that's amazing. If I haven't closed everything, I'm still going to need to manage 12 to 15 positions. Okay? Now, if I open a single position, it's easy to manage. Why is it easy to manage? Because I have 2 things that helps me control my account. One of them is called take profit. One of them is called stop loss. Now, how do they help with managing the account, with managing the positions? So it can show you here the possible profit and the possible loss. And then I know that even if I don't look at the market, I don't look on the account, I still know, let's say that we're going to have 0.1 and we'll increase it by, just a second, let's say we're going to increase the 6th to 7, okay, 100 pips. And in here, we're going to take it down by 100 pips. Or we are with a buy? We are, yes. Okay, excellent. So this should be at 107.497. Or maybe I should take it as it is. Just paste it here. Will it work? Apparently, yes. And in here, we're going to do the same exercise. Will it work? How wonderful. And now I know that this position can lead me to make $100 and my potential loss is $100. Now, the more positions I'll take, Then I'll have to manage it when I'll go to here to my orders. Oh, sorry, to my positions. Just a second. You see, it will present it. Everything will be presented here with the stop loss and the take profit and everything. And then I can manage what's happening on my account. Okay? Keep in mind, the more positions you'll have, the more time and attention you'll have to give your account. Okay? So obviously, to diverse could be important to a strategy. We don't want to trade a single asset forever and to have a single position forever, because the swap is going to kill us anyway. Right? The more we keep it open, the higher the swap we pay. And the second thing is, like I said, the budget, right? So the budget here, oh, sorry, it just changed for some reason. Hold on. The budget is presented here in the margin. Okay, you see here how much you're allegedly spending on the position to occupy the position. This is the margin that it's gonna that is, oh, sorry. You gotta make sure that you're clicking sell or buy, otherwise the sidebar here might be on the previous asset what we looked at. Okay, so we see that the margin impact here. Just a second, there is a question by Sean. Can we set up a trailing stop in AvaTrade web trader? Yeah, there shouldn't be any problem. Shouldn't be any problem doing it with the web trader or any other platform, I believe. MT4, MT5. Gonna paste your question here. Then we will address it. Okay. Where was I? Yes, so the budget. Now, if I'm planning to take 10 positions with Euro USD, right? Just as an example, it doesn't need to be exactly the same asset. Could be any other asset. But what's important for me now is to show you the margin impact, the budget, right? Now, if I have 10 positions like this, 10 positions not with Euro USD, 10 positions with the same margin impact. In a moment, I will explain what the margin impact is, right? 10 positions. So that means that I'll have to, my margin will have to be at least 10,600, right? And 40, maybe, right? This is as much as 10 positions. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, in this case, I know that my margin is going to be on the edge, even if I'll take 10 positions. You know what? Let's go for 10. Just a second, for 9. Why is that important? Who cares about the margin impact or how much it costs? Why is that important, guys? Anybody knows? Why is it important to look after your margin level? Sorry. Why is that important to look after your margin level, guys? Why must we be very careful with the margin that we have left? Look in this scenario here. In this scenario here, I'm only left with 9,000. Oh, sorry. Now, why is that important? Because what happens if I lose this amount? Who knows? In this scenario, without losing anything, can I open another position? If I am left with 424, let's suppose I took another position with gold that cost 1,000, another position with Tesla that cost 1,000, another position that, I don't know, with Apple, and all the things together comes down to 9,507. You can't open another position. That's correct. Excellent, Mario. Thank you. So Mario, you can't. I can't take another position, but this is the least of my concern, right? So I can't open another position, and that's okay. What happens if, God forbid, I lose this amount? What will happen with the rest of my positions, or maybe the biggest position? Anybody knows? Yes, Sylvia, it will be closed. It will be closed. So the question, how many positions I can have at the same time? First of all, we must know if we can manage it, if we don't have time to manage it. Secondly, we need to look after the budget and make sure that we don't exceed a certain level of margin. We don't want to use 99% of the account. Why? Because it leaves us vulnerable, right? Okay, all right. But to be honest, like I said, there is no limit. I can have hundreds of positions. If it's a good thing or not, it's something else. So how much time you got to trade, or maybe how much time you got to manage your positions, okay, or your account. Maybe keep my positions. And the budget you are using to hold or open the positions. Okay, just a second. We're gonna paste that one where here. Okay, that's good. Okay, what we have left is why can't I open? This is what I've explained about the margin. Perhaps maybe I should speak about it now. Might be a good idea. Okay, why can't I have? So Nasdaq, by the way, is not Nasdaq in its name, even though when I'll write down Nasdaq, it's going to show me Nasdaq, but it's US_100. Okay, oh, sorry, but it's not showing. Oh, US Tech, sorry. US Tech 100. So US Tech 100, okay, has a certain cost. This is what the cost is for one share. Okay, for one indice maybe. Almost 15,000. Let's see if it can get there while we speak. It might be possible. Okay, so why can't I open? Now, it's already marked on 0.01, as you can see here. There's just one share. The price here, price per unit is, let's see if I can write down 15. Who knows? Who knows? Otherwise, I'll correct it. Price per unit is 15,000. How many units? One. Meaning value is price per unit multiply the units, which means 15,000 multiply 1 is 1, right? Oh, sorry. Equals 15,000, right? In this particular case, the value is the same as the price per unit. Okay? Now, we have the leverage. Leverage is multiplying your buying or selling ability, right? Meaning 1 to 20, meaning I can divide my value. We're going to see that in a second. I can divide. So in margin impact, what I'm doing is just a second. We can divide the value by the leverage. Okay? Meaning 15,000 divided by 20 is how much? You see, it's already here, right? Now, this is the reason, guys. Now, look at the balance. The balance only shows me the initial budget. It shows me the initial sum, but it doesn't show me exactly how much I have available at the minute. Now, what do I mean by that? Balance doesn't change unless I close the positions. Okay, equity showing the profits or loss, including the movements. Meaning, if my balance is 10,000, okay, balance is 10,000, and I have a position with Nasdaq. It doesn't really matter, but we're on Nasdaq now. That makes, I don't know, let's say one position with, it doesn't really matter, one position that makes $100 profits, okay, as an example. My balance is not going to change, but my equity will be, this is how it's going to look like. Why is that? Who knows? Because the equity calculates, oh, let me also carry on with the example. So this is if I have another position. Let's say one position, we are losing 50 as an example. So the equity will be 50, right? Now, why is that? Guys, can anybody tell me why my equity will look like this and not what it was a minute ago? Anybody knows? Exactly. Sanella, if you close, Sanella here wrote, if I close my positions, my equity will become my balance. That couldn't be more right. Couldn't be more right. You have to remember though that that if you're holding a position overnight, you also have the swap, right? But at the end of the day, absolutely. When I close my position, the effect will be on my balance. As long as I don't, it's going to show only on the equity. So even if I have balance enough to open Nasdaq, to open Nasdaq, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have the available margin. Look what it's written here. See here? This is what I need. I can have a million balance of $1 million. If I used 99% of my, to be honest, even a percent of a million is enough, but never mind. If I don't have this in my available margin, I won't be able to use it to open the positions. Is that clear? Do we have any questions about that? Excellent. Then let's proceed. Let's proceed just a second. So how do we, just a second, balance, the balance doesn't determine whether can open a position or not, but the margin, oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So the balance doesn't determine whether you can open a position or not. The margin impact, maybe you gotta have a valuable margin and not, I think, yes, this might be to open a position, you must have a valuable margin and not based on your balance. I know that it sounds very funny to put it this way, but that's how it works. Okay, the margin is actually the interpretation between your um, buying power to your leverage. It's actually your funds compared to the leverage. So if I multiply by 20, hypothetically my 10,000 will behave as if I had 200,000, right? Again, it's not really this way, but because we have the collateral, we have the margin impact, but never mind, that's the idea, right? Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, great. Where can I find a good, how can I find a good asset? Okay, consolidations area, this will be analysis, so this we're gonna save for last. How can I find a good asset? So guys, what exactly is a good asset? Is Nasdaq a good asset for me? Should I trade Nasdaq with $10,000? What do you think? Is it good or not? Is it, the problem is, how can I find a good asset, but what is exactly a good asset? And is it good? Maybe is it not good for me, but it could be for something else, for somebody else. So the good asset, I think, is an asset that is affordable for you, and you can just analyze it with ease. Again, it's not analysis for itself. It's not a simple task, but I think you can compare if, for instance, if I had $100 in my account, right? Let's suppose. Is Nasdaq a good asset? Right? Is it a good asset with balance with 100? Not really, right? Why? Because I can't even afford it. I don't even have enough to open a one position, so how can it be a good asset? If I have 1,000, is that a good asset? What do you think? I can afford it. I can afford it. I have enough margin to afford it. But my question is it a good asset to trade with 1,000? Okay, Camilla, you wrote, I wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, what? So you mean that this is not a good asset? What do you mean by I wouldn't do it? And why wouldn't you do it with 1,000? Can only have one position. Okay, okay, okay. So we understand that how good the asset is, it's not about how good the asset is. It's about how, if I have enough to trade the asset comfortably, right? For instance, if I had 100 and I go for crude oil, just as an example. Oh, you see what I meant? Like I said 10 minutes ago, you got to be careful with that the tab here sometimes stays the same. You see? It stays the same, so I got to click sell or buy. There we go. Okay, just a second. Yeah, you see? So with 100, well, 100 is not a really good example to any asset because you see it actualized almost all of my margin. But never mind. You see with 1,000, I'm just on 10% usage. I'm just on 9% usage. So crude oil could be a good asset for me. I don't know if it's an asset that I'll make profits with. That depends on the analysis. But if it's good or not, could be good. Could be good. Let's try gold, just as an example, or something else, sugar. See, sugar is an example. Sugar is an example. No, I won't be able to trade with 100, you see, but with 1,000, maybe 26%, maybe again, but with 10,000, definitely, no problem. No problem. If I have 10,000 and I want to trade something that costs 267 margin, should be able to handle it. Yeah, so to find a good asset, you know, everybody has their own criteria. I mean, good could be very, very individual interpretation. But I think the minimal definition for a good asset is that you can afford it. And the second thing is that you can manage it. So even if you can afford it, you still want to do it comfortably and not when you're standing on your toes, right? Yeah, so how can I find? I would say measure depending on analysis, depending on margin cost, and depending on how familiar I am with the asset, right? Let's try and paste it down here. Oh, we're gonna get this one a little smaller. Okay, and we almost finished with guys, we only received 2 questions from the beginning of the webinar. Nobody has anything else to ask. It's for you. This segment is purely for you. Okay, so, but we'll see how much time. So is consolidation area is good for trading? Let's speak about it after we get the questions that we already received. Okay, let's save it for the last. Why didn't AvaProtect refund the losing trade I've made on my demo account? Okay, so what exactly is AvaProtect? AvaProtect is a product that lets you protect your position for a certain time frame. Whatever you lost during that coverage, you will get back. Let me ask you guys a question here. Let me ask you a question. If I held the position after the coverage ended, will I get the partial losses? What do you think? Oh, sorry. No, I nearly gave you the answer. This was so close. I held the position on the coverage ends. Will I get all my losses back? What do you think? Let's suppose I opened the position. Now I'm covered for 24 hours. I decided to keep it for a week. Yeah? Will I get all of my losses back? Or you know what? Let me change it a bit more extreme. Okay? I have covered it for 1 hour and I decided to hold it for a week. Will I get my losses back? What does it say here? The coverage. It will only give me back, right, what I lost during the coverage. So, in other words, if I keep the position open, I won't receive the rest of my loss. I will only receive what I lost during that coverage. And this is why the fee becomes more considerable when I increase the left. 1 hour cost this much. 3 hours cost this much. 1 day is already 56 quid. 2 days is 63, and so on and so on. So if I could cover for 1 hour and receive all of my losses back, even if I held it for long, this would have been, it wouldn't make sense. This is why we designed it this way, right? So if the question is, oh, sorry, where the question is, I didn't paste the right one, sorry. Forgot to paste the question here. Yes, so why didn't I didn't ever protect refund or losing? Okay, because it's only given back to the time that you are covered, not beyond that. Whatever happens beyond that, we don't take responsibility. This is why the fee costs more money when it's for longer term. Okay, I hope it makes sense. This could be one of the reasons. Okay, so I'm gonna write down here, AvaProtect only and it's not, you know what, sure, only refund the losses during the coverage and not after the coverage ends. Okay, for some reason this stayed small. Okay. Okay, can we set a trailing stop with a yes? Absolutely yes. On a nutshell, trailing stop means that I'm pushing my stop loss towards the entry point, sometimes even above that. So hypothetically, I took a buy. Okay, just as a, oops, sorry. Okay, I took a buy and just a second. Okay, so I'm just preparing you guys something here. Hold on. Just hold on, guys. Yeah. So let's suppose, okay, let's suppose I took a buy. And gold reached that level, the blue area here. Okay. Initially, my stop loss was here. Okay, I took a buy. I thought maybe it could go down, maybe a little farther down. Okay, and it goes up. It goes my direction. Amazing. Now, I suspect that it might go down, right? So at 1960, what I'm doing is I'm pushing my stop loss towards my entry, beyond my entry. Okay, and then when my stop loss is here, just a second, it's here. What will happen is, even if it flinches down, I'm still gonna end up making profits. That's the idea. If I keep it if I keep it in here, and it pushes and it goes down below my entry, here is an area that I'm already losing money. Why? Because when we take a buy, you remember when we, oh, sorry, maybe I should have kept it this way. Could be, right? How can I make it more clear though? I have to keep the background on. Never mind. Okay, so if I took a buy here and I have my stop loss here, I have a legitimate reason to push the price up. And then if it goes from 1960 down, I'm gonna close here automatically with a profit. Yeah, does this make sense? Is this clear, guys? There is a question by David. What market I trade with balance of $50? Ooh, that's an interesting riddle, David. Very, very interesting riddle. We're gonna check it now. We're gonna check together. We're gonna check it. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. Guys, what do you think? There is a question here by David Alabi. You think that there is a market that we can trade with $50 or not? I have a feeling that, oh, maybe it worked. Okay, it worked, apparently. How can I open a trade with $50 or lower? Yeah, I got your question. I got your question. We'll see that in a second. But this is what's happening here. Okay, never mind. I don't want to waste time on those things. We're just gonna imagine that this is the second. Okay. Why didn't? Okay, so we are done with that. The trailing stop. The answer is yes. Yes, trailing, sorry, stop is when we push the stop loss towards the profits, and then the stop loss closes with a profit. Okay, as I have explained, if the asset goes our direction and we push the stop loss towards the profits and it's on the profits area, even if the market, even if the asset goes back, still it's going to stop it, but with the profit. So it's like a second, I don't want to say that it's a second take profit. I shouldn't say that, but I hope you understood what I'm explaining. Yeah, do we have any more questions? Okay, so a balance of a 50, that's a riddle that I'm not sure we have time to solve, but let's see. Gold, no, let's go for the cheaper pairs. If we can find something, let's just randomly pick one of the Forex pairs, majors. What about USDJPY? Will that be possible? Let's see. There you go. There you go. This is one of the examples, David. You see, less than 50. Is that less than 50 or more? You gotta look for the asset that in here in the margin impact, it tells you that it costs less than 50. Again, David, I'm not sure that it's such a good idea because of what I've explained initially with a budget comparison, that you don't want to hold too many positions or you don't want to occupy too much of your margin. Otherwise, you're vulnerable. Even if the market flinches against you, you might accidentally close a position, or the platform might accidentally close your position, or when you have 50, God forbid, you might accidentally wipe out the account. And that's what happens when you no longer have any more margin available. Yes, so there was a question here that, oh yes, consolidation area. Consolidation area, guys, how much time we have left? Maybe I should share with you the links, and then I will explain. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it in the chat, guys. I hope that it's okay. I hope that you can see it. This is the link to make a deposit and get going. This is a link for the help, Sentry, and the FAQ. The real account, right? Somebody here wrote down that is still practicing with the demo, but this is for a real account if you want to, again, get down to business. The Academy, guys, this is a wonderful, wonderful place to get all kind of tutorials and videos. I highly recommend it, especially because it's for free and it's very educational and very well presented. And lastly, one-on-one premium market review. Okay. I am thinking, that, okay, you know what? I can just show you consolidation in that area and then we can speak about those candlesticks on the chart. This would make much more sense. Just gonna fetch the question. Oh, sorry. It's right here. There we go. Amazing. So consolidation area, guys, in simple words, in just a second. Where can we find ourselves a decent asset to show you that? Not really. Maybe just a second. Not really. Okay, in a moment I'll teach you a trick. I'll teach you a trick how to identify those things easily. Just a second. This is weeks. I do recon that we had something. It's been pushing up and down through the same levels. What about oil? Not really. Could be. Copper could be a good candidate. Ooh, that's also very interesting. Silver, how is silver looking? Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Sorry, let me take a rectangle instead. Look how beautiful the consolidation area is when you capture it, right? Even though sometimes we have exceptions. Question is, if I change the color here, will it change the whole thing? Oh, it did. How nice. Okay, so guys, let me also teach you the trick how to find those things. You see that? Oh, maybe I can show it to you. Just a second. Nah, it doesn't get this far. Never mind. The question, guys, is consolidation area good for trading? What do you think? Is it good for trading or not? Is it helpful to know that silver has went through those levels up and down? Is that a viable? Is that a good thing to know this? Will it let me know? Okay, so let me describe it otherwise. If I take a buy here, okay, let me just place some support and resistance. Okay, so we have some nice levels here, okay, and we understand that the first resistance line, it's actually that tiny pick of a dragonfly here, but never mind. You see that the next resistance line, 24,271, is actually a bit less than $1 away, right? 90 cents away. And the next one is 80 cents, right? Away. So when we are looking at the consolidation area, we actually see that it's been captured from above and from below with points that buyers weren't unable to exceed, with resistance that they couldn't break, which is approximately, oh, sorry, there we go. You see, it was here that it was broken. It was here. In here, there is very aggressive consolidation area. We see a lot of tails up and down. It couldn't break that frame here. It's been here for, I don't know, for a month or so, right? I hope that you can see it. See, this is 19th of December till 23rd of January. Only here slightly it went down below. But beside that, look how strong the consolidation area here, right? In here, we will find similar behavior. Down, up, but eventually there was no candle beyond 25 beside that tiny tip here. And there was nothing below 22,115, sorry, 22,123. You see, it kept through the same levels. Now, how is that important? How is that helpful? Because if I'm looking for a good entry for a buy, where will it be a good entry here? Well, if I buy here, would it make sense? Maybe I shouldn't have deleted it. If I buy at 24, will it make sense? Again, it's possible, but if I'm looking at this area, I think that this is the bottom. And if this is the bottom, the last time that it's been this low, it climbed back all the way to 24.7, almost 25, right? So consolidations area, is it good for trading or not? I don't know. If it's useful, absolutely. Absolutely. So consolidations area can be extremely, useful for trading. Not necessarily good or bad. But it could indicate a good place to enter a trade. All right. Oh, it seems like we already passed the time to for the webinar. Well, I hope that I could enlighten you with one thing at least. And let me give you the promotion as we promised. So the special promotion here, I'm going to paste it in your chat to enjoy. And that's it, guys. So unfortunately, like I said, we are out of time. And I hope that my answers was for your satisfaction. And that's it. The rest for me is to just wish you best of luck, make a lot of profits, and have a good day.